Hello, everybody. This is the KJ Show, Late Night Random Talks with Kevin Ashcraft.
And Joey Walsh, thank you for joining us tonight.
And we're going to start this night off again with some sports talk about local Bridgewater sports.
We're going to start off tonight with we're going to throw some love out to the basketball team. They had an outstanding season. They finished off with a strong record, went off to the tournament, had two very exciting wins to end the season, both of them overtime, which was really crazy. The first one double or triple overtime. They came out with a victory. Second one, they went into single overtime, once again came out with a victory. Sadly, however, their season ended this week with Emery and Henry, who scored the game-winning basket with 2.5 seconds left in the contest. They ended up losing 88-87, so another heck of a game. Almost went to overtime again. They took the lead with 7 seconds left. So just an all-in-all a great game, great season. Just got to throw some love to them, you know.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's great to see. They've done great this year. I've heard great things about them, so I'm bummed to see them done, but you know, they did good.
Well, it's nice to see them coming up because they've had a tough break the last couple of years. It's been last year they were decent. They went to the tournament, knocked out in the first round, but coming into last year they had a tough couple of years. They'd been interesting. They had some strong recruits coming in, however, and it's nice to see them back. I mean, Jessica Lamb, who scored scored 88 at the 220 mark with a 17-footer from the right ring. I mean, you're talking about some of these younger kids in the team who you're really hoping, not just this year, but in years to come, putting up numbers.
Yeah.
Really helping this team compete in a conference that's fairly strong.
Oh, yeah. Talking about up-and-comers, this weekend, Bridgewater beat Southern Virginia University in the lacrosse game.
Just use your words, Kevin. You can do it.
Sorry about that. Beat Southern Virginia University in lacrosse 13-10. Freshman Sean McLeish had an amazing game. He is one of our best freshmen I've seen coming from me on the team, watching our team grow. He's insane to watch. I can't remember how many goals he had. I think he had about 5, or something like that, but he did amazing, and he's been going off for us the past few years. He's just a great team, and our team is really it's growing, so it's good to see that we're getting some wins and we're expanding.
And you're one of the first 4-year classes graduating, correct?
Yep. I believe there's maybe about 9 or 12 seniors that have been with us, stuck with us since freshman year, and it's been crazy. It was hard being a freshman and starting a program with the amazing teams we have in our conference, like Roanoke and WNL and Lynchburg. I mean, they are powerhouses. And going up against such great teams like that, it's been
sure
great
that makes
playing.
it tough. And those teams have been together for a while. You guys are just starting off.
Yep. And it's funny because our next game is against Wesleyan. They are a school from Delaware, and they're also a first-year program. So it's weird. It'll be like I'll be getting to play myself freshman year all over
It'll
again.
be a little bit of an interesting game looking back on where you guys came from. Hopefully you guys could really start picking it up. I mean, it's nice to see. I mean, I've gone to a couple of the games through the years. I've done, obviously, with the Bridgewater Media Program doing internships. I've done some video work. And you guys have struggled at times, but you've also had your upsides. And it's an up-and-coming program that I think we should watch for in the next couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, I think this year is going to be one of our stepping stone years. I mean, we're very well developed as a team, and you got to look out for us. We have some great kids. We've got great team chemistry, and we're a good team this year.
I think the question now is not so much talent, is how many more years is it going to take for the program to really take off chemistry-wise and coach-wise? Because, when you first started a program, it takes a couple years to get everything together. Yeah, exactly. It takes a couple years to get the reputation up, get the confidence up as a program. So definitely the team to watch out for, and I wish you guys all the luck in the next couple of years.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
So, going off of that up-and-coming program, we also have the ODAC track meet was this weekend, and I am on the track team, sophomore on the team. And this weekend, the women's team was looking for the three-peat at ODACs, and the men's team was looking to go back-to-back. So, back-to-back would be pretty nice. I'm sure Drake would appreciate it.
Yeah.
And coming into the meet, the women's team they were very highly touted, right? A good team. Kristen Trice, Amber is selling. All of them very, very strong runners on the women's team. They weren't necessarily the favorites to win it, but when they came in with some fire in their bellies, and they ended up winning it by 2 points this year. 135, right? They beat Washington and Lee, right, by 135 to 133. So about as close as you can get in the meet, and it actually came down to the last race of the meet, which we ended up taking. And I believe, talking to a couple people on the team, I think it was Washington and Lee had to finish second, and then ended up finishing third.
Wow.
So it was a heck of a meet, and the women's earned a three-peat. I mean,
That's amazing.
oh, it's amazing,
that
and you
is
can't you can't make this stuff up. I mean, Amber Sellen established a new meet, not only a new meet, school and conference record in the 60-meter, clocking a time of 7.72. She's only a sophomore. You know,
She's going to have more rings and fingers eventually.
oh, eventually,
happen.
yeah. At this point, you're looking at her and you're going, "What more can you do?" You know, you're
She's
thinking.
already setting records now. She's bound to break them. I mean,
Well, and the most amazing part, she's breaking her own records from last year. It's not even like she's a sophomore coming into her own breaking records. She was a freshman last year
Setting
breaking records,
That-
and now she's breaking her own records.
that's amazing.
Right? It's just amazing to watch her develop as an athlete, really,
Mhm.
because you can only think, what is this girl going to do as a senior?
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
she's going to be amazing. And I mean, it wasn't just her. Kristen Trice, senior on the team, good friend of mine, just an outstanding athlete. She set a new meet record in the triple jump with a leap of 11:33 meters. They're in first place, and you're looking at this team and you're thinking, what more can they do? You know, you had Mary Ellen, Kate, Emily, and Danielle strung together a time of 13:10:40 for a first place into DMR. So once again, just coming into the meet, they knew that they had to perform. They knew they had to perform at the top level, and they did just that. So that was pretty exciting. And then off of that, we go into the men's team. Now, the men's team, we were looking for back-to-back championships.
Mm-hmm.
Coming into the meet, we knew we had a strong chance to win, and actually the expectation for us, like every team going in, was to win, right? That's
Yeah.
your expectation going into an ODAC meet. But for us, it was a little bit special. We'd already won last year. It was coming in. It's win or it's a lost season. You know what I mean? Almost like
Yeah.
that Yankees aspect.
It's all or none.
Yeah, it's
all
a
or none.
World Series or bust, and that was what it was. It was ODAC championship or bust. And I am.
They got it.
Oh yeah, I know. And not only did they get it, it was an absolute blowout. And I am honored to say that I'm a part of such a team with these kids on the team and the coaching staff. And I'm honored to say that I was a part of it this year, even though I wasn't. It contributed as much as some of the other guys. It is amazing to see what
It's
they did.
it still matters. There's a team fulfillment of each player on what your team is, what your play, but there's a special part everyone plays on the team.
Oh, and you understand that as an athlete yourself. You put in so much work, day in and day out in practices, time in the trainers, time everything. I mean, and it's just it's not so much of how much you put into winning the actual meet itself, but the fact that as a team you did it. I mean, just some stats. The men's team, we ended up scoring 164 points to repeat as the conference champs. Washington and Lee was second place with 115.5 points. So it wasn't even really close.
No.
You know what I mean? And it's exciting to sit here and go, as a Bridgewater student and athlete,
Yeah.
man, a blowout. But that you can't predict that.
No.
And that was outstanding
No.
to see. Just for some perspective, the third place team only finished with 84 points. So it wasn't even
there's
like
some gaps in between.
there's
those. I
some
mean,
gaps. And Washington and Lee coming to the meet, we knew was going to be our main competition. We have some freshmen on the team this year that are just lights out. I mean, Dominic Womack, right, freshman on the team coming in. Just we knew he was good. We knew coming in he was going to post times. But he posted a personal record. It wasn't only just a personal record. With the 6.92 in the 60 meter, came in first place in the ODAC meet as a freshman.
As a freshman, I mean, there's so much future for that. It's what's one step for him. He's got
Exactly.
endless horizons with that.
Exactly. And when you look at it, you're thinking, when you look at the school board, you're thinking, all right, he won with a 6.92. You're thinking, well, junior, senior. And then you look at, no, oh my goodness,
Freshman.
he's a freshman.
Boom.
All you can think is, what are we going to do next? How do you
There's
compete
4
with
more
that?
years
Yeah.
of him being the best he can be.
Exactly. Anthony Lovelace, right? Another freshman on the team. He's also a quarterback/safety on the football team.
Really?
So he's just a two-sport athlete, just all in all, just a good kid.
That's amazing.
I know. He finished with a 7.18, finished 5th. Brandon Christian, 7.24, finished 9th. It's just, looking at these numbers, it's unbelievable.
It's crazy. I mean, the difference between scores alone is, and like you said before, we were talking off air. It was halfway through they knew they're going to win. When you're up by so much and your team's so great, there's a point where it's like, all right, well, we've got this in the bag.
Yeah, well, you just feel so confident, and once you hit that point, your mindset. I don't know if it. I wouldn't say it changes, but
It helps you almost.
It helps you because you put it into cruise control, and you're like, you know what you need to do for this meet out. You're in a comfortable position. You know what times you need to run. You don't have to kill yourself to get there.
It's confidence that also comforts you.
Yes,
It's
exactly.
something
Yeah,
like
very
that.
much
Yeah.
so. Very much so.
Mm-hmm.
Comforting confidence.
Comforting confidence.
Another freshman of the team who I think is going to be really a star on the team. Between Womack and him, I think they're going to lead this team to many championships the next couple of years. Alex Galloway is a freshman coming in from Nova. I mean, this kid is unbelievable. He came into the meet. He finished okay, so you had Womack, right? Placed second to the 200 with a time of 22:50, which is a ridiculous time as a freshman. Galloway finished right after with third, right? He finished 22:85, right?
Mm-hmm.
Once again, a ridiculous time for a freshman. So you had in the 200, Bridgewater took 1-2 in the meet, right?
Yeah.
First and second, both for freshmen,
I mean,
right? Like you can't make this stuff up.
it's so awesome to see that we're still doing this well. And I agree with you when you say the track team, all the running sports, they don't get enough attention.
They get no attention.
They really should.
No
I mean,
attention.
they've been amazing.
For years. And
Constantly.
you look back at it, I mean, the men's team, we were with Triple Crown last year. First time in Bridgewater history.
Yeah.
The team has done it. We won the cross-country ODAX, indoor ODAX, and outdoor ODAX, right? And so we have, as a track team, we have 4 rings in 2 years. The women's team has 3 rings in the 3 years. So you're looking at, almost close to 10, 11,
Yeah.
9 to 11 to 11 rings?
That's insane. And the fact that not every student here is talking about it, I mean, I wouldn't say it
something
makes
you
me
should
mad.
be.
It irritates me. It's like,
Yeah.
come on now. Like, give us
Yeah.
some credit. High five.
Well, I know
campus.
you feel the same way with lacrosse. I mean,
Yeah.
you're looking at lacrosse, you're a new program. Not a lot of articles are written in the newspaper for the school. Not a lot of stuff written on the website. And it's like,
Yeah.
we're out there working our butts off, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It should be talked about more.
Yeah.
It should be talked about more.
I agree with that.
A couple other people in the meet who really killed it. I have to talk about seniors, Nevin Heckman and Sam Gunther. Nevin Heckman and Sam Gunther, good friends, both of them seniors, and I really look up to them on the team. I mean, they're beasts. Heckman won the 800 with a 1:56.72, right? So awesome time. Gunther came in second place with a 1:56.76.
Oh.
And they were talking a lot of trash to each other as a team, like we're coming after each other,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because they knew going into the meet where they were seated, and they knew, hey, we're coming after each other. We want first and
Yeah,
second, but
yeah.
you know Gunther wanted first.
Yeah.
And I know you know him. I know him.
I mean,
Competitive fellow.
That's like, I mean, that's what fuels you, though. I mean,
yeah.
if it's almost better against your own team because it's like, you know what? Like, I know you. I'm gonna beat you.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. And it's like, no, it ain't happening. Like, I'm coming in first. And
I could only imagine that race. And I went for a little while and watched up at PG over across from FedEx Field up in Washington. And I can only imagine during that race them being neck and neck coming into that last lap. And just Gunther and Nevin going at it, looking at each other like, I got you.
And
I got
the
you.
adrenaline and the mindset of that is just something only a few people get to experience.
Oh, and it has to change knowing it's your teammate.
Yeah.
And, later in the meet, knowing that you have a sizable lead, your mindset changes because you know you can go all out.
Yeah.
Or you can put it in cruise control. And clearly, they went all out.
Oh yeah, because it's still. I mean, every athlete's got that drive. You know.
Oh, very much so. Very much so. It doesn't matter D3, D2, D1. You want to win.
Yeah.
A couple other shout-outs. Darren Council, and good job. 1370. Just unbelievable there for you in the triple jump. Adam Butler also recorded a season best with a mark of 1339. Congratulations, man. Freshman Jamie Hagel led the Eagles in the 3,000 meter. So he's a beast because I don't even think I can count to 3,000, let alone run it.
Nope. Game is spelled 3,000.
With a personal best of 8:58.25 for second place. Once again, another freshman. Connor. Yeah, Connor lives across from me in the dorms, plays 7th behind a time of 9:12.89.
Cross
and
all
Trey
way, Connor.
Gibson, his roommate, placed 8th with the time of 9:13.01. So all in all, just a great meet. 4x4 and the DMR also finished very strong with Breedlove, Gunther in that again, Sam Smith, Gibson, and Heckman. So I don't know what to say.
That's just amazing. I mean, highest of praises to all of them. That is amazing what they're doing. I mean,
I got to give them all the
just
credit. in the
making
world.
history. That's just awesome. I'm very jealous. The rings y'all have. Your hands are gonna be heavy soon.
Oh, hands gonna be real heavy. You know, the ice on the hands is gonna be ridiculous. And I gotta give one last shout out to the coaches and the training staff.
Oh, yeah.
Because without them, we wouldn't be anywhere. Flynn, Stevens, Denver, in the training room with Heather and all them.
Yep.
I mean, they keep us moving every day. You know?
I mean, I know St. Stephen's pretty personally because I used to. He ran our academic meetings every now and then, and he's one of the greatest guys
he's
I've
awesome.
ever met.
Not one of the nicest guys you meet. One of
Yeah,
the nicest
and
guys.
Heather's amazing at her job. She's our coach's wife. She's one of the best, just people, workers, trainers, anything. She's just an all-around great person.
All right, so now that we've went over some sports and talked enough love talk here from Bridgewater tonight,
It's time
we're
for
gonna go over
some randomness.
Some randomness. It's time for the randomness in the evening. We're going to go over some wacky stories for the week, and we found one that I think should pique everybody's interest. It involves a highway, a high-speed, a truck going way too fast on a highway. Always fun.
Speed, poop, and Rex.
Poop, you just
my
mentioned
three
it.
top favorite interests.
We got a sewage truck that fell over on a highway and dumps a stinky mess. So exciting stuff, right? Exciting stuff.
I mean, imagine you're a young kid. You just get your license.
Not even a young kid. Imagine you're anybody. Going down the road, poop all over the road.
Mom, I need money for the car wash. Why? Well, you see,
Tell us, Kevin, why?
I was driving home and somebody pooped in my car.
Somebody pooped on my car.
Son, that didn't happen.
do it.
That didn't happen, son. What happened?
Somebody
Well,
pooped
there
on my
was this
car.
massive wreck, and now I drive a brown car.
Driving brown car. What color was it before, Kevin?
It was white.
It was white.
It was fully white.
It was fully white. I can't,
How do you clean that up?
I don't know how do you clean that up. How does that even happen? Well, okay, so the story is
That's
the story is it was a sewage truck, all right? So it was one of the big I'm not sure 18-wheeler or not. I'm not
the
quite
septic
sure.
trucks, they clean
I'm
things like
reading
that.
a Huffington Post here has the story for us. It was a sewage truck that going down the road in Arizona, and I'm not really sure what happened, but it was thrown off.
Mm-hmm.
I guess its path on the road.
Yeah.
And it ended up swerving, and it was hauling porta potties.
Oh.
Right? So it wasn't
Ooh.
like it was hauling a bunch of porta potties, and all the porta potties were thrown off, but they were actually empty.
Ooh.
Right.
All right.
The porta potty toilets were thrown off, but were actually empty. However, from vents on the top of the truck of the septic tank, right? So you had the porta potty in the back and the septic tank in the front where everything drained into.
Yeah.
Everything came flying out. So it wasn't the porta potties that did the damage; it was the septic tank underneath the porta potties, and it was human feces and urine. So good stuff here, good stuff. So if you're listening and you got a faint of heart, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Actually, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
No one was injured, so this is good.
That's good.
We may have some nose plugs for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
But it's good stuff.
And so off of this reminds me. So I've worked 2 jobs over summer jobs in my life. The first one was festival security.
Festival security for like EDM type of.
Nah, it was for it was their own private security, the Tazy Security Agency, amazing security agency. I mean, they're the best I've ever worked with. But we get complaints daily about porta potties, and
All right.
people would think that's the security jobs. That
Porta
entitles-
potty?
Yeah.
Really?
So hey, guys, I know you work security here, but the porta potty is overflowing.
Oh, that's what do they want you to do?
I don't know. And we say, ma'am, is your health and safety in danger? And she says, I don't know. Go inside and look. Sure enough, it was. They get terrible. You would think that whoever works at the place for sanitation would clean it, but no.
Well, you would
They let
also
it
think that
overflow.
people learned how to use the bathroom as a child.
You think that, then they get a few drinks in them, and then it's just fair game. It's fair game. If you close the door, you go where you want there. That's just how it works.
You're right. I mean, I've played sports all my life. I'm sure you know. You go to these complexes, right? You go to use the porta potties, and you step in, and there's just stuff all over the place, and you're sitting there going,
It's a
"Hey."
scarring experience.
Yes, it is. And you're sitting there trying to figure out. You're not quite understanding. How did you get pee
This should be
on the toilet paper?
This should be an age cut
age
off.
consent.
Yeah, age
cutoff.
to go to the bathroom at any
If
stadium.
you're over 65
Anywhere.
or under 12.
Yeah, you just don't go. We'll
Don't
have
go.
special young old bathrooms
They have
for
the
you.
same ages as with the driving test. You
Yeah.
got to be 18 or what?
Yeah.
16 or older to go.
So, this also reminds me of. So I went to South Carroll High School in Carroll County, Maryland. It's a very how do I say this? Rural high school. We had camo day, drive your tractor to work day.
Interesting.
We didn't have gun day, but everyone had guns anyway because hunting.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And we had a few interesting characters at our school. And there was this kid. True story. They called him Squirrel Meat. Don't know why or how he got that, but
Just didn't ask.
this kid liked to spread it, and he had nothing wrong with him. He was just a very goofy kid, liked to spread his own feces on the wall of our high school. Just
nice.
Inside. He did this for a month straight. No one could catch him in the act. The teachers knew who it was. They couldn't catch him in the act. I don't know. You think, this kid's going for a bathroom break, comes back 15 minutes later with clean washed hands, and the hallways are coated.
Wait a minute. I don't care how much you wash your hands. If you smear poop all over the walls for 20 minutes, your hands are going to smell.
See, you think this.
Like, he walks into the room, you're going to go, wow, what is that?
I know, and after the first offense of him doing it, he bragged about it, but still couldn't get caught. We're like, you're going to get arrested or something. That can't be legal. Like, that's got to be. Someone's got to come stop this kid. Nope, he kept going. One day, a janitor walked in, and he just walked through the hallway, saw him, just grabbed the kid and put him in the principal's office and said, "I'm not cleaning this up anymore. I found him. It's it." And that was about it. Suspended it for maybe 2 days. Like, that was it. It's ridiculous.
So, something I forgot to mention on this story, by the way. The crew that was transmitting the porta potties cleaned up most of the mess, right? So, good for them. Congratulations. You got to clean up poop for a while.
I mean, that's their job, honestly.
Probably, yeah, but still, it feels bad for them. The DPS said it would. It forwarded the local incident right after it happened to the local fire department.
They're gonna come hose down the situation. They're gonna come hose down the situation. There's nothing. What the police can come do? Shoot it?
Well, then it says that which would determine whether further sanitation would be required. This is off the Huffington Post. I was trying to figure out. So you had the local team clean it up. You had the fire department come out and, I guess, like you said, hose it down, spray it down. Well, what more sanitation do you want? What are you going to do? You going to baby wipe the highway clean?
I just don't know. Like, if I was in that scenario, if I'm a truck driver, I'm like, well, that guy's full of crap.
Well, it's funny because there's pictures on here, an AZ family on Twitter.
I don't want to see those pictures. I do not want to see
And it says, stinky mess after truck hauling porta potties rolls on US 60. And I can't help but laugh because in my mind it sounds like something somebody made up at a story at somebody's dinner party.
I can imagine, like, sorry, boss, I was late to work because a porta potty
goodness, I cannot imagine
fell over. The boss says, you're full of crap. He goes, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. All of my car.
My car was white.
Full of crap.
That was the kid whose car was white. He was late to work at McDonald's. I can only imagine. Sir, there was poop all over the highway. Couldn't make it to work. All right, so moving on from that, because that's disgusting.
I'm going to talk a little bit now about some music news within the EDM world.
Give it to us, Kevin.
EDM is electronic dance music. It's full of DJs and things like that.
We talked about it a little bit last week with the mouse, dead mouse with the mouse head.
And Marshmallow.
Marshmallow wearing a marshmallow head, so good for them.
So recently, a DJ named A-Rab Music was shot in New York. And he was shot twice. One in the jaw and one in the arm. And the third bullet grazed his head. And he's okay. Him and his friend both got shot.
That's good.
Yeah, they're recovering in a hospital in Harlem, New York. But apparently this wasn't the first time he's been shot. He was shot in 2013 during an armed robbery. So this guy either has terrible luck or someone has it out for him.
Well, apparently, I mean, I don't know how much trouble you can get as an EDM DJ. That doesn't really sound like something that was that.
And the thing is, like, as a DJ, you don't sing. There's no lyrics to your songs.
You can't really offend anybody.
It's beats. So yeah. So the only reason I can think is, I mean, his name is A-Rab Music. It's ARAABMUZIK. He is Arabic. His normal name is Arabic, but it doesn't matter. He's making good music.
I mean, I guess, especially with everything going on today in the last couple of months, I could see how maybe somebody could get offended, but it's still, that's...
Yeah, but I mean, it was in Harlem. It was in a bad part in New York. It was a parking garage, apparently.
So it wasn't the best, probably late at night after a concert.
Yeah, and apparently it was a car drove by, and they said, hey, you dropped something. And the guy turned around, next thing you know, he's getting shots fired.
That's great.
And, it's just ridiculous.
That's kind of ridiculous. So we're going to play a little bit of one of his songs.
No, it's actually one of my songs of the week. So every week, I'm going to try and find a new song. This song is by Zed and Aloe Black.
Zed. I like Zed.
Yeah, Zed is from Germany. He's amazing. He's very young. He's dating Selena Gomez.
Oh, he's actually dating her now.
Oh, yeah. They've been a thing for a while.
See, I thought they had kind of gone off because I know her and Bieber had made songs about each other.
Yeah, it's an on-off thing. They actually might just be maybe they're just friends. I don't know, but they're very together.
Because they made a song together not a year ago or
Yep,
so, and
it was
a big
Want
hit.
You to Know.
Yeah, big hit.
Yeah, and Zed's amazing. Personally, I saw him at Firefly last summer. One of the best
Oh.
guys I've ever seen. Some people aren't into DJs. If you're not into DJs, um,
Get into DJs.
yeah, get into DJs. He doesn't really do much live DJing on stage, but his music's so good he doesn't have to, because he's amazing.
Fair enough. I mean, if you're working with Selena Gomez, as big as she's gotten, I can only
Obviously.
imagine.
And this song is with Zed and Aloe Black, the man who sang one of the songs for Under Armour commercials last year. I am blanking on the song. It was a huge
Don't
song.
look at me, man. I
All right,
can't
but
tell you.
This song is called Candyman, and it's going to be sensational, and you're hearing it first from Cash Crafty. Oh, trying to play. So that song it's amazing for one. You gotta hear the whole thing on SoundCloud, on Zed's SoundCloud, and it's probably out all over iTunes now. It's got main vocals from Aloe Black, and it slowly moves into some of Zed's more bouncier house beats. And it's a more happy song. It's just a great, feel good, almost like an Uptown Funk type song where you're gonna hear it 4,000 times, and it's just amazing.
Oh,
But
good for them. That's I heard of Zed. I've listened to it a little bit.
Mhm.
Not so much into the EDM as let's say you or other people. But
Yeah.
I have heard of him. I've heard
I mean,
his songs.
it's an acquired taste. I mean, I didn't like it at first,
No,
but
it's very good.
yeah.
No issue with it.
yeah, I mean, me being a DJ, you get into it. At first, I'll be honest, I didn't like it at first, but I don't know, you learn different things, and everyone's got their own thing, so let that
Yeah,
go
fair
on.
enough. Fair enough.
So next, we're gonna talk a little bit about gaming and video games here.
Oh, this is the fun topic.
This is the fun
We've
topic.
got a couple games actually that have come out the last couple weeks. Of course, you have Far Cry Primal came out. I do not know if you've played it.
I have not, but I'll tell you what, I'm a huge, longtime fan of Far Cry.
Far Cry is one of the best games I've ever played.
I didn't even have it. My roommate used to play it. Cody Sheets goes here at Bridgewater. I would sit in this room for hours. I didn't want to play it. I just want to watch him.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's like a movie.
Oh,
There's just anything. It's amazing. It's indescribable.
And really, Far Cry is they've taken a step in I think the right direction.
Yeah.
A huge step in the right direction. Going back in time,
Yep.
the last couple Far Cries have been set more on like an island setting
Mhm.
with more terrorist-based.
Yeah, and it's like new timey things like that.
This one, however, took us back in time.
Yeah.
To caveman age.
It's in
That
Primal.
was-
Yeah.
it's awesome. I mean, you could ride woolly mammoths and
Yep.
saber-toothed tigers and stuff. I played a demo on the PS4, right? That my friend, I didn't actually play a demo. My friend brought it over and I played it
Mhm.
like a demo, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
I've seen the trailers for it on Facebook, and it's like, you see like a badger or a bear walk up, you feed it a piece of meat, and you ride it, and then
Yeah.
go kill other things with it. And I'm like,
Go
that
kill
sounds
it.
awesome. I would love to do
It'd be
that.
better than sitting in your room with a couple drinks playing Far Cry
Yeah.
Primal, riding a bear, killing other things. What could be better? I mean, I looked up some reviews, and you got Game Informer. You're getting Game Informer. Some of the local gaming sites have all given it anywhere from a 7 to a 10, an 8 to a 10 to a 9 out of 10. So I mean, it's just an all-in-all an outstanding game, and everybody should give it a look. It's for PS4 and Xbox One. And it is outstanding. It's also it's going to be for PC too.
Oh, that'll be amazing.
Another game that I've been playing a lot of the last 2 days. My schoolwork, of course, thanks me for it. And my teachers.
Your GPA hates that game, I bet.
My GPA's sitting in the corner going, "I hate you." And, the newest Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
Oh, I've been hooked on Assassin's Creed since day one.
Oh, they're great. It came out that one came out over the summer. I did not get it at the time just because I have all the older ones.
Yeah, expensive too.
Yeah, you're right. Gaming, expensive hobby. My friend let me borrow it,
Mhm.
and I've been playing it. Outstanding.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
And Assassin's Creed is actually one of the very few games that is almost extremely historically accurate.
Yes, it is.
When I was in high school and the first few came out, my homeroom teacher was a history teacher, and her husband was a historian, and he played it, and he would say this is ridiculously accurate.
Oh,
I
it's
mean,
awesome.
they pull real life things and add you in it, and so you learn and get to kill. It's amazing.
Learn and get to kill. Heck of a way
I
to
mean,
start
what else
out
do you
your
want
high
in
school
college?
career.
Procrastinate your work with
Procrastinate, work, learn, and kill.
learn and death.
It's great.
Best
Just
two things.
GTA with knives.
Yeah.
But I've been playing it, right? And I'm sitting there thinking, like, I've played the other Assassin's Creeds in my time. I've played, 1, 2, 3, Brotherhood, all the games, Black Flag. I've played them all.
Yeah.
And I remember 2 was my favorite with Ezio Auditore. Right?
Yeah.
That was the game.
That was the one that got me hooked.
Well, that was the one that got everybody hooked. If I remember right, either one game of the year or it was like first or second or third.
I'll tell you what, I'm pretty sure I smashed 4 Xbox controllers playing that game.
Oh, that
because
game was
I did something wrong, but my wall looked like an Xbox controller graveyard,
Oh, yes.
and
I
my
think
bank
everybody's
account
did.
had me to thank for that. So
Yes,
that
it
was fun.
did. My parents thanked me for that one. I mean, in this one, I gotta say, I gotta give credit to Ubisoft. Right, the last couple that came out, don't get me wrong, they were great games. Black Flag, great game, but it took it to a different level. I guess it was a lot different with the ships and the way that you moved around and climbed. It wasn't quite the same as the first couple. It wasn't quite as like you were talking about historical accuracy, right? In the second game, you had Leonardo da Vinci was the guy you did the missions for,
Yeah.
and he gave you new weapons and gear and stuff.
Yep.
And it was awesome. It was so cool. And the last couple games, it kind of went away from that. It wasn't the same. You kind of did your things on your own to discover things. I'm playing this game, and I noticed the guy who's giving me stuff is Alexander Graham Bell.
Oh, see,
And I was like, they took it old school for me. They brought an inventor in and gave me new weapons. And it's so awesome.
and that's so just awesome. Like kids nowadays, I know I sound old saying kids nowadays.
Yeah,
but
I know, right?
like,
30.
growing up, I
like
played
55 years
I
old.
played as a Mexican plumber who jumped on turtle heads to win the mission. I played Mario.
Yeah,
Nowadays,
Mexican plumber.
Yeah, kids are learning things like, oh, Alexander Graham Bell did this, this, and this. I mean,
Yeah, but I don't know.
all right, there's a huge aspect of violence, but at least they're getting some initial introduction to important people, the people who contributed so much to society. They're not being forgotten. It's still,
Very much so. And
it's
as much
great.
as I would love to continue talking about gaming, we have just run out of time in that segment. So I'd like to move on to you let us know what's up there, Master Kevin.
Next,
of the
we are
computer.
talking about completely made-up weekend scenarios. So,
Basically, what this story is we're thinking of our friends, some of the stories we've heard throughout the week from our friends, and we're relaying it to our fans out there.
so we're going to talk about this weekend. One of my good friends, I'm not going to mention his name because we're on radio, it's confidentiality. Saturday night, last night, went out to a local bar, Jalapenos, an amazing bar, one of the greatest places he's ever been.
It's like a bar and restaurant, right?
Yes, they have
Ice skating rink out
yeah,
front.
ice skating rink out in the back, great food. All the workers there are amazing. The owner, we know him by G. He's a great guy. But this person went there and met one of his friends' parents who loves to partake in the alcoholic activities and likes to also influence others. So after about an hour there, one of my great friends had to leave because, he knows his limits. He walks back to his room, takes a shower, and turns the sink on for some reason. Gets out of the shower. Next thing you know, he floods his bathroom
That's outstanding.
in the towers. Yeah, he lives in B4 of the towers. No, I'm just kidding. He doesn't live in any of the tower. But he floods his bathroom somehow. And then his friends come back, and they realize, hey, what happened? There's about an inch of water on the floor of our whole apartment. He's like, I don't know.
I don't
know
know.
what
He
happened.
doesn't know.
So that's a little, funny anecdote there.
I bet his roommates love him, and on top of that, I bet the people below him love him.
Oh, yeah, easily. They're great people. Next, I'm going to talk a little bit about, so today, Saturday, 2/29/16. Oh, sorry. Today's Monday. It's already 1 in the morning. Sorry,
Oh
people.
my God, it's 1 in
Yeah,
the morning.
it's been a little
I
late,
have a
but-
9 a.m. tomorrow.
But Sunday, the 28th, was an amazing day here at Bridgewater. And I was walking back from the KCC at about maybe 2 in the afternoon and I saw at least 50 Bridgewater students just hanging out outside, playing music, just having a great time in the great weather. And it just made me happy. And then I walked back, and I live near the towers back there, and I hear this loud music playing. I'm like, all right, someone's having fun. And I get back, and little do I know, it is our own senior Eric Sperry of the one of the greatest guys
Barry is awesome.
I've ever met. He's such a fun-loving kid. He means well. He's great. He has very loud speakers. He's playing music, and I look over and he's throwing a little like a hangout behind the
At
towers.
the volleyball court.
Yep, volleyball court. There was that game with the frisbee and the trash can.
Can Jam.
Can Jam. There was
Can
that. There was
Jam's the
cornhole.
game.
Yeah, and he has a nice little like, non-alcoholic. There was nothing bad going on. They're just having fun, and I was like,
Just chilling.
I was like, this is great. This is why I came to Bridgewater because it's a great outdoor environment.
It's a great community aspect. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I mean, it was beautiful today.
Yeah.
As I said, I drove out to. I was not running today in the ODAC meet.
Mm-hmm.
I drove out with my roommate Miles Conley, who was running in the meet. A very strong runner. He ran the 400 today with a 53 point.
Yeah, amazing athlete.
He's also a football player at the school, and we drove out there. It's right next to FedEx Field, right? And we get out there, and I have a sweater on, a shirt underneath, and a North Face on over the top.
But you're probably sweating a lot.
A little warm, you could say,
Yeah.
because the last couple, week and a half, it's been in like the 25, 30
It's been
degrees.
freezing.
Yeah, it's been horrible with
Yeah.
wind. And I got out of the car, and I'm just like, it's 65 degrees out, sunny, there's no breeze. I'm just step out of the car, immediately sweating. And it was awesome. And when I got back here, I saw Eric out there selling lemonade or whatever he was doing out there. It was great.
It's those things that made me want to come here. It just makes me so happy. And like I've met Eric, he's the greatest guy.
Oh, he's awesome.
It was just I walked back there and they're like, "Hey, what's up?" And I was like, "Oh, nothing. I'm just hanging out." And then go back inside. They're great. Bridgewater is such a family that they can do that. One student will go outside, and the rest will come and just hang out.
Well, for all of you out there who enjoyed the weather today, me and Kevin and all of you have some snow to look forward to maybe this week. It's more cold weather.
Don't say that.
I know you're excited.
All I know is Punxsutawney Phil is a liar. He is a dirt. Someone better shoot that groundhog. He is a liar.
He is a liar. He has upset me for many years. I live out by Virginia Beach, so I'm on the beach. Even though it gets cold, I'm on the beach, so it doesn't matter. I come up here in the mountains, and it gets cold, snows, and I'm just sitting there thinking, take me back to the beach. This is awful.
That's very true. So, changing gears here, we're going to talk about today. I attended the Ugly One, a play here at Bridgewater.
Well, go ahead.
It was amazing. I'm not a very huge play goer. I actually was required to attend for my Methodist of Acting class, who Joey's here also
With,
in that class.
Scott Cole.
Yep, and it was amazing. I didn't know what to expect because it's a small scale play. You sit on the stage, surrounding a little part on the stage where they act on, and there's only 4 actors, and they each play different roles, but they were amazing in it. And
It was like an improvised, not an
not
improvised, type
improvised,
role, but I don't know the word for it. But they all, like you said, play different roles.
Yeah, and Joe Kaiser was in it, one of my good friends since freshman year, and he was phenomenal. I mean, it's hilarious, yet serious and emotional, but it's just comedic. You go and you're like, this is ridiculous. This is hilarious.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, and the actors pull off everything so perfectly. I mean, praise to them. It was one of the best things I've ever seen. And once again, I'm not a huge, watching plays guy. I don't know what that's called, but I got hooked. Within the first 5 minutes, I was into it. I mean, like, deathly into it. I couldn't stop watching.
And it sucks that I missed it. I was still at the ODAC meet at that time. I was actually driving back at that time, so I didn't get to go to it. I really wanted to. It's been playing since Thursday. If you want to go to the dress circles, and I worked Wednesday through Friday.
Yep.
And then I worked Wednesday through Saturday, and then had the meet today, so I missed it.
Yeah.
I heard good things about it. I heard good reviews.
Oh, yeah.
People were talking highly about it.
I mean, it was just great.
Was it? Am I mistaken? Was it not written by one of our own Bridgewater students? Or directed?
It was
directed,
co-directed. Yes, by one of our Bridgewater students.
Good for them. Good for them.
I mean, that's amazing. So next, I want to move into a little bit of something different. So Netflix is coming out with a new, another Marvel character story, much like Jessica Jones, Daredevil, which are great shows. But this new show called Iron Fist.
I see a almost Batman-looking logo there.
He's
not quite my cup of.
It's like a dragon tattoo on his chest almost, but he's a character who he was given his powers at age of 9. This character, I'm not giving his name out because I don't want to reveal too much, but he travels with his family from New York to a mystical island called Kulan, and after that, some turn of events happen. He ends up being the adopted son of one of the Grand Masters there, and is taught the hidden art of Iron Fist. And he goes back to Hell's Kitchen, which is where Daredevil and Jessica Jones are. They live there, and he helps Luke Cage, actually a huge character in the Jessica Jones story, fight crime. And he's an expert in martial arts. He has a iron fist. It's almost like a powerful, glowing Super Saiyan type fist. I mean, it's gonna be amazing, and it's another huge step in Netflix's Marvel stories.
I tell you what, Netflix is just killing it. It's just such a.
They really are. It's insane now. They got Fuller House. They got all the Marvel
Fuller
stuff.
House. Oh my goodness.
They know what they know. They know what they're doing.
Well, not only know what they're doing, it's amazing. The last couple of years, looking at you got Hulu and Netflix coming up, HBO Go's coming up.
Yep.
I don't know if you've heard that Yahoo and Google are going to start coming out with shows apparently at some point.
YouTube already has that.
YouTube, yeah.
YouTube Red, I think.
I
believe
Red.
A few people have already covered that too. But yeah, I mean that's like they're trying. All right, next.
It's amazing that. It's amazing that I'm looking at Netflix and like when I was a kid getting on it watching it, what am I watching? Family Guy,
Yeah.
And I'm looking back on it now and it's like they do everything. And it's amazing to think about what they're going to start taking over. I can't imagine DirecTV and Dish surviving much longer.
No, because I used to have, when I was young, I'd wait till every Thursday night to watch Who's Line with my dad.
Every Thursday night,
Every Thursday night.
Every Sunday morning, all the cartoons would come on
and now
in the morning.
I can say sorry GPA, and I can watch a whole load of The Office within 2 days and gain 40 pounds.
Gain 40 pounds
and not move at all from my
popcorn.
couch. Yep. It's great. It's
great. We got about 30 seconds left in the segment, so we're going to try to wrap it up here quickly for you.
All right. So, at the end of things, we're going to talk about, there was a study done recently about Tinder.
And just dating in general, right?
And to wrap it up, we'll tell you the top 3 jobs you want to put on Tinder to get people.
Oh, wow, that's a creepy looking picture there you got on the computer.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up here.
There we go.
All right, so we'll start from the top 3. Number 3 is firefighter. Obviously.
Firefighting? What do you mean fire? What do you mean obviously?
A girl sees a firefighter. She's like, all right, that guy got called to clean up that septic spill on the highway.
Yeah.
Done.
The septic spill
Done.
Done. He's covered in poop coming out of it. He's looking good. I can't wait. Can't wait to match with him on Tinder. I just don't.
The firefighter's a typical.
Come on.
When you picture in your head, you picture firefighter, this strong man holding a hose.
Oh my goodness!
In real life,
it's
this old guy who's a volunteer, like sheriff on the weekends, spraying down small fires.
Oh my goodness, killing me, Kevin.
Next job. So these are all jobs you should put on your Tinder if you don't have them. Next is founder or entrepreneur.
Founder or entrepreneur?
I feel like that's the most vague thing I've ever heard in my life.
Well, but that one I can kind of see. But at the same time, entrepreneur. The first thing that comes to my mind is chocolates from SpongeBob SquarePants. The first thing I think of is.
They're like, you can't just put founder. Like, hey, what do you do?
CAO.
I'm a founder. What does that mean? I found things. I foundered things.
I founder things.
It makes no sense.
I founder things and entrepreneur things. I can't imagine that going well in a conversation with
Apparently
a girl
it does,
at a bar.
though. I mean, this study was done multiple times, and these are the top 3 that get hooked.
All I can see is sitting at a bar and a girl going, or a restaurant or a party or whatever, and a girl going, so what do you do? Oh, I'm a firefighter. I clean up septic spills. I can't imagine
just don't be a firefighter in Arizona when a septic truck is knocked over.
At the same time, I can't imagine you going, I'm a founder.
It's just gonna go. I don't know. Just I did it.
I did it. I founded things. I can't imagine that being like, wow, I want this guy's number.
Yeah.
No, I could see her walking away and going, this guy's weird.
But so the number 1 job to put on Tinder, which this makes complete sense, is pilot.
How does that make? Please tell me, because I'm lost.
Top Gun. You tell me I'm saying the word pilot. Wait a minute. You're not thinking of Tom Cruise on the beach shirtless spiking balls.
No, I'm not.
No, you're lying.
Oh,
you're lying.
No,
there was no way.
I don't even want to hear it. Pilot, the first thing I think of is some slightly overweight, middle-aged
man
in a cockpit in
I think of two things.
Boeing airplane.
I think of 2 things. I think of Tom Cruise and then Quagmire from Family Guy because he's a.
How does Quagmire?
He's a pilot.
How is that a good thing on a Tinder match?
I don't know. He gets it.
Oh my goodness! All I can think of right there is, really pilot. You didn't say like Force pilot. You said pilot.
It doesn't matter.
Look at the picture. You can't see
it.
We have a picture.
There is a picture put up of pilots.
It is exactly what I described. A middle-aged,
it's about 2
slightly
40
overweight
to 50-year-old men.
Slightly overweight.
All right, you're right. They're not attractive men. I mean, I don't know about that, but These guys, I mean, all right, but still,
Come on now.
the pilot's uniform is also
What? It's
something-
a unit.
It's got some merit to it.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it
Oh
does.
my goodness, like a flight attendant, right?
The pilot
Oh.
knows more than you.
Says who? The
Says
pilot.
the guy who graduated from pilot school. He got more on me. I can't be a pilot. I've got bad vision.
Well, so do I, but I'm not gonna.
See, he's better than you already. He's genetically
wait
better
a minute,
than you.
wait a minute.
He's genetically
Oh,
better
hold
than
on.
you.
You got how much space in the air? If you fly into a plane, you deserved it.
That hasn't happened ever. I'm almost 100% sure. No pilot has ever flown into another
I'm
pilot.
gonna find a wacky story next week for you of a pilot flying into another plane. All right, just for Kevin.
I need that. You better pull that
I
up.
need that. I don't agree with any of it. Maybe firefighter. I can see like a young girl looking at a calendar of firefighters and.
I understand entrepreneur because then I think of Mark Cuban, and I know.
Yeah, but then I also think of chocolate, and it just goes away.
the cartoon meant for 5-year-olds.
Exactly. What do you mean for
That's an
5-year-olds?
adult answer right there.
I still watch SpongeBob.
That's what I meant,
It's
5-year-olds,
great.
you.
Oh my goodness! Probably why I don't see the pilot in the situation. We got a couple more minutes left of the show here tonight. What we got else to go over, Kevin?
Let's see. What else? What else could we talk
I
about?
had some wacky politics. I thought. I
my
think we
God.
have left on the schedule. I think.
Politics. So let's just talk about one. I know negative things about politics.
Negative? Oh,
I know
that's a good
nothing.
answer.
I know
That's a
so
good
much less than politics that I know nothing.
And you know what the sad part is?
Nothing.
You know less. You know negative in politics, and you'd probably know more than most of the field that's on the candidates right
That's
now.
true. Actually, I know one thing, and that's because. Actually, well, I'm not going to say why. I know one thing, and I just know that Bernie Sanders wants to legalize marijuana, and that's about it. That's the one thing I know.
That's the
That is-
one thing
that
most
is
people know.
It.
Legalize marijuana and free college. That's the one thing most people know. Wacky politics. It was interesting this week. The Republican debate. I'm sure a lot of people watched it. You know, because a big thing. They've turned into almost sporting event like things. It basically descended into complete chaos as we go into the. Or I'll try to wrap it up here in the next 30 seconds as we're running out of time to show. But it descended into complete chaos in the show as it basically just turned into name calling and yelling at each other. And I was watching some videos on it on Facebook and Twitter. It was amazing. I mean, you had grown men sitting there calling each other basket cases and yelling at each other for a course of like a minute and a half of the moderators going, "Hey, can we calm down?" It was amazing.
That's the kind of ambition I want running my country.
Exactly. It's like that's what I want running my nuclear code.
You may not be able to make a coherent sentence, but if you can call another guy a bad name, then you got it, man.
Exactly.
You got my vote.
Exactly. Hey, I'm sitting there like, I could not believe that I'm going to go into the polls and have to vote for one of these fools. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
I think we're about ready to wrap it up tonight. I think we went over our time a little bit, actually. But thank you for joining us tonight on the KJ Show at Late Night with Random Talks. This is Joey Walsh.
This is Kevin Ashcraft.
And we're signing off. We'll see you later.
All right. Thank you for listening.
I think it went pretty good. Long as shit.
Oh, wait, it's still going. Fucking stop, dude.